Good afternoon to everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Monday Moment with CK. I'm doing a little something different today because, yes, I am continuing to celebrate the women this month. We have my last connection and broadcast this month. My collab, my guest speaker will be on Wednesday, and we're actually going to be on a little early Wednesday, but I'll talk more about that before I exit. Welcome, Miss White. Welcome those that are going to catch this live and those that are going to catch this on the replay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thank you. I thank you so much. Those that are going to catch this on the replay. And I really was not going to come on this today because I was giving myself a break because I had a long weekend, a lot of stuff going on. But let me introduce myself, and I'm going to share why I came on today. And why I wanted to communicate and why I wanted to share this broadcast today. And I want people and those, whether you come on live and hear live or whether you come on the replay, I want you to share your thoughts. I want you to share your heart. Because this is something that's definitely, and I believe it's important, even though it may not be you, even though it may not be your family, but it's important because it's affecting, and it is affecting. It's affecting globally, and different things like that. Because once you're in the spotlight, it has an effect. So let me introduce myself real quickly. I am CK. I am your travel associate, CEO, and owner of KM Travels. I help you to see new adventures and so much more. Author, speaker, and I just love connecting to you. And as I do these broadcasts, I am a reverend, and I have training and all of those things as I speak to you, biblically, as I speak to you, experience in life and different things that I bring to the table. And I'm not just speaking to you all willy-nilly, but I'm speaking to you from my training, from my teaching, from the experiences that I've also personally have experienced in life, you know um and listen, today, this is a very, very sensitive topic. I am not coming on to bash men. I am not coming on to excuse anybody's behavior. I am coming on because certain things are just not acceptable. And we have to know how far to go when we are talking about defending, when we are talking about whether we're taking a stand for something and all of that. And if you look at my title, I'm talking about, as you look at my title, how far should we really go? How far? What are some of the things, as we when we're dealing with circumstances and situations, there is a certain level that, not just because you're in the limelight, any circumstance. And we've been watching a lot of things coming up, and because of different hurts, because of different desperation, and people are getting desperate for a lot of things. And that does not work. It just doesn't work. You cannot force anyone to do what you want them to do. And you have to watch a person's actions. Someone's actions tell you everything. If someone, and a lot of times we're poking and we keep, and a lot of times we're poking at people or at someone, and we don't realize that after a while it gets to a certain level. And the retaliation or how we respond may not be very nice, it may not be pretty, but because of the constant gnawing and the constant aggravation, or the constant keep going like this, the person responds a particular way. And we're highlighting this today. And we've been seeing it all through social media, the jokes, the comments, and all of this in reference to what happened with Will Smith at the Oscars. Now, I'm not, and again, I'm making this clear, I am not coming on social media to bash or condone, or to bash, or to say Will Smith was right, this is right, that is right. Again, we all have our opinions, we all have our heart and what we believe. And this is women's history month, and I'm gonna bring it into why I'm saying this, and connecting it to women, and why we are so important in how we handle our relationships, and why we have to constantly be the go-between for the men in our lives, and making sure that we help them along the journey. Because the bottom line is, we're not perfect. And let me make this disclosure. We're not perfect. We have we all are going to make mistakes. But one of the things, and this is what I said, let's chat about self-control. Because a lot of times we talk about, being, doing things out of control. And when we do what we do without thinking, and we're reacting and not thinking before we respond, when later we have a lot of regrets. And especially, when you do something like murder somebody or hurt somebody that you really didn't want to go that far, but because of the circumstances and the aggravation and the frustration, we tend to be pushed to a limit. And the bottom line is, people will always try to test to see how far they can take you. But one of the things you have to do, and what I do is I smile, because I know when I'm being tested. And I laugh because I know when I'm being challenged. And you yourself have to understand when you're being challenged. And, so one of the things you got to understand and know, and don't be so quick to respond to it, but let others, don't let people, and I'm going somewhere with this, to let others take you out of who you are. Listen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Because that's what people, we in our natural certain things, it's just going to happen. It's going to be circumstances that are just not going to be pretty. That's just not going to be nice. And you already know what the person is trying to do, because they're trying to make you look bad. They're trying to make themselves look better than you. Because you would say you're this, they would say they're this. You would say you're this, they would say they're that. You would wear this, they would wear that. There's so many different things. And I always think about some of the movies that, we watch when there's some crazy things that transpire. But one of the things you yourself have to determine your self-control. And I understand, it was a sensitive issue to Will Smith. It was a sensitive issue to Will. And it wasn't right for no type of joke to be done in that perspective. But what someone brought to the attention was that it might not have even been Chris Rock that wrote the joke. Because most of those things that they're doing when they do the Oscars and all of that is a teleprompter. So it's not actually coming from them. And in the midst of it all, say, look, brother, we gonna talk, because that wasn't cool. And I could understand the sensitivity of everything happening. It was sensitive, especially if you're going through something and you had no idea what this person is going through, but yet you keep poking the dog or poking the circumstance, and that person is like, wait a minute, because they're tired of that same situation keep coming at them, because they're doing what they're doing and they're not bothering anybody. They're just trying to be there for their family. They're just trying to do and live life, but yet they keep getting the same thing coming at them. And they're not messing with anybody. They're just doing what they do, living, loving, and laughing, and being the best that they can be, and living their blessed life, as others would say. And others would come and try to challenge them for no reason, because of jealousy, because of envy, because of strife. But one of the things we've got to understand, and I'm going to say it again, self-control says a lot about who you are. And one of the things I realized, Chris Rock showed a lot of self-control, because another gentleman or another man would not have allowed anyone to put their hands on them. And the reason why I'm talking about this today, because any man that comes on, and would have not allowed another man to hit them in that perspective without retaliating. They wouldn't have cared where they were, because their reflex would have wanted to, can I say it real? Would have wanted to knock him out. I'm just saying it real. Would have wanted to knock him out. But the truth of the matter is, self-control. Hey there. Self-control says it all. And as he's here, he's always saying this, and it's true. We're not perfect. Welcome, PT. We're not perfect. But see, that self-control can destroy you if you don't have self-control. It can really destroy you. It can destroy what you built. That one moment took away a lot from Will. Whether we don't understand it in a perspective, because we're only seeing the outer part. But trust me, it took away a lot. And here we go again, showing a negative perspective. And it's sad because that negative perspective hurts everyone. Because again, they're saying, here we go again, out of control. Here we go again. Exactly. Here we go again, out of control. Exactly. Lack of control can cause anger, which makes you out of control. When are we going to realize that anger, jealousy, envy, strife is not the answer? I am not you, you are not me. And you can't make someone do what you want them to do. Because even if they do it at the moment, it's only going to be at that moment. Because eventually, they're going to find their way out of it. We've got to look beyond and realize and have self-control. The self-control is called self-control. We can't just be beating up people all willy-nilly, killing people all willy-nilly, and think that life is okay. Can't do that. Yes, no problem. And we're praying for you, Miss White. God, we can't be beating up people and just jumping on people and thinking it's okay. And ladies, we are responsible when you connect with the men to definitely make sure that we help them along the journey, because we know that the men will defend us. They will. And especially as they connect with us and all of those things. But there are times when you have to say, let that go, babe. Because it's not worth it at the moment. It's not right at the moment. Let's talk to him after the show. Let's deal with this quietly so it doesn't make a scene. Babe, if you do this, if you kill him, then we won't have you anymore. Babe, if you do this, guess what? There's something that's going to happen after. So this is where I'm connecting with the women right now. There are times when we got to take responsibility. There's no reason. If someone is saying something verbally, you can say what you want all day long. But the bottom line is, all you want, the retaliation, if somebody puts their hands on you, you have a right to respond. Let's don't get it twisted. But if someone is saying a joke, or someone is speaking something, going out, going off in a certain tangent, is a little too much. But again, I am not here to bash Will, because nobody understands what Will has been going through. But Will and his wife and his children. Let's make that clear. And this is where, like someone was sharing, one of my sister was doing another live where we were talking about, she don't even respond to people when they cut her off, because she doesn't want to get into that tit for tat with people when they're cutting, because people are hurting and angry. People are desperate and angry. And they don't know how to handle it. So they're attacking other people to handle it, and thinking because you put me down or do certain things, that's going to make everything okay. But I want those of you, whether you're live now or you're coming on, what are your real thoughts about this circumstance? Do you really think that it's okay because somebody tell a bad joke or a joke for you just to go and knock them or hit them because they tell a joke? Let's not even say anything about Will right now. But let's talk about not the reactions against responses. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about self-control. What are your thoughts? And I want you to put that in the chat. Because just as PT just said, causing anger, which makes you out of control because you have a lack of control. I just came on real quickly to talk about this, because we have so much going on in this world, and the hurt, the pain, the discomfort that's going on right now. We need people to really check what's actually happening in your heart. That's what I want to say today. Take a look at yourself and really understand and know. Examine the pains and the hurts that's going on. All of us are dealing with something. All of us. All of us are dealing with something. All of us. All of us are dealing with something. But how do you, the healthy response, as we talk about self-care, mentally, we don't deal with that all the time. But our mental care is so important. Mentally, I'm going to get this no matter what. But you are not even mentally ready for it. Because all you're thinking about is, I've got to get that and it's mine. But mentally, you just want to get it because you want to get it from somebody else. But you not even, you don't even have a clue. Self-care. Self-care. Let's not. It's so important, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about today. The self-care mentally is so important. And I'm going to say what someone was saying. Get yourself someone that you can talk to. That you can really confide in. That you can really share. And another thing, so that you don't have to, self-control, so that you don't have to say or regret something after. Self-control, so that you don't have to say, I'm sorry after. That is so important. There are a lot of issues, hurts, pains, but we have to mentally have self-control. Otherwise, we're going to be regretting a lot of things later on. Because there's certain things you can say sorry about, but you can't change it once you do it. And I want to say that I didn't come on here to bash anybody, but I came on here to say self-control, self-control, my brothers, my sisters, family, friends, loved ones. Self-control. That means we have to deal with ourselves mentally. What are you not dealing with? That means you've got to deal with it. You can't sweep it under the rug. There are a lot of things we're not dealing with. And this is when we create the anger builds up, and then we lash out. And just like my sis was saying when she was on her live, there's a lot of anger because people keep poking at people and don't understand that people are going through things, and you may be the one that's the last straw, and you have no idea how that last straw is going to end. And sometimes it ends in death, and you can't turn back from death. And I'm ending like this because that's how serious it's becoming. Because people are losing their lives senselessly for no reason, because of the lack of self-control. You cut me off, I'm going to cut you off. You do this, I'm going to do that. Let's deal with our mental. Let's deal with it. It's too much to lose. Certain things you just can't turn back from. Take care, everyone. Thank you for those that are going to catch this on a replay. This was a Monday moment with CK. Let's make this a victorious week. Let's make this a what they call it, a learning moment. And let's not bash Will. Let's not bash Chris Rock or what happened, but let's make it a learning moment so that we can do better. Exactly. Love one another. Love one another. Hate only builds hurt. Hate only builds hurt and pain. Again, hate only builds hurt and pain. It doesn't make it better. Me hurting you doesn't make my pain go away. I am a high cat. But me having self-control and understanding that my love makes a difference. How I handle you changes things. How I love in the midst of not always knowing that you are not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to do things the way I want you to do it because you're not CK. Good evening, Lavelle. I see y'all. But understanding that love conquers all. Let love make the difference. Let self-care through our mental state. Stop ducking and diving the self-care that you need. Find that person or connect with someone that can help with that mental state. Keeping everything in doesn't help. I don't know why I'm going there today. But I didn't like what I saw. I thought it was a joke or something. I didn't realize it was real. But we can make a difference. So let us be part of the solution, not the problem. Let's do it. Let's love one another and break it. Because, yes, our self-control makes a difference. Can't just be doing anything, because your action has a response to it. Thank you for those that just came in. Hey, my love, I see you. Those that didn't catch it live, I'm popping off. I thank y'all for joining me, but I want y'all to catch this replay. Love conquers all. This Will Smith situation, we got to stop being the center of all the drama all the time. Let's show that we can be better and not always lashing out because of situations and circumstance. All of us are going through something. But that doesn't mean I just beat up on someone. But again, we have no idea what someone else is going through. Be part of the solution, not the problem. I love you, my sis. I see you coming in, Shannon. I saw you come in, Shannon. So let's do this. Let's rock and have a great, let's end off on a high note. Let's have a great week. Let's have an amazing week and use these circumstances as a learning lesson, as a learning lesson, so that we can be better and go to the next level. Not bashing and making things worse, but making things better. To those that came in a little later, catch the replay, because I'm gone. Like I said, I just did this quick Monday moment. I'm going to be on a little earlier on Wednesday, about 3 p.m. EST time, with my final guest for the Women's History Month. Ladies, we rock and we continue to rock. And I'm so excited with us as we keep moving and being the amazing queens that we are. And let's continue, all of us, the men, the women, continue to stand up, stand out, and stand strong as we continue to do this and just growing in all that we have and being the best. As we continue to be and do the best in all that we are, step by step, moment by moment, and day by day. I am CK. I am your travel specialist, CEO, owner of KM Travels. I am an author, speaker, motivational, inspirational speaker, and I just love connecting to you. And we're going to rock this out, and we're going to do this and just keep going. We're not going to let it stop us, but we're going to keep going. So guys, have an amazing rest of your Monday, and I'll see you on Wednesday as we keep going forward. Love and hugs. Blessings to everyone. Let's do it.